Pulling up at 4G and 400 miles an hour in Blackburn. Now another formation.
Like a kid in a candy store. I mean, sitting behind me here is the Mazda 767B. I'd be surprised if half the people that are here today hadn't come to see this thing. It's just amazing. Look at the beautiful colours. Obviously, reminds me of a time that was simpler in racing. You know, there's not so many little flicks and scoops, but as you actually look around the car, there's some really interesting solutions. So across the front here, we've got some brake ducts that are coming off the front of the car. Same thing, you'll notice this big windscreen wiper here has a little wing on it. So when the car's doing, 300, 350 k's an hour, that actually holds the wiper onto the windscreen. As you come around this side, we've actually been lucky enough to have the guys open the car up for us. And you'll notice there's a huge area in the sill here. So there's a lot of underbody area developing downforce. And if you look inside, it reminds me of a simpler time. There's a lot of gauges and fuses and all that sort of stuff. But really reminds me of, a better time, really, to be honest. Toshi, welcome, mate. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, George. So I'm standing right here with Mr. Hoshino and his team, who miraculously brought the 767B back to life.
Well, one of the greatest things about all of George, please, can we have everyone in shot? Can we have everyone out? Because everyone's played such a huge role in repairing this car. Now, unfortunately, this car suffered a bit of an accident. Can you tell us a bit about that?
2年半前にイギリスのグッドウッドで、事故っちゃいましてですね。
So 2.5 years ago, he unfortunately had an accident at the Goodwood Festival of Speed and sort of destroyed the car.
いや、それ実際はどうしてもそのブラインドコーナーになってるんですね。それが観客席が向こう側にこうに行ったらぐっと曲がってて皆さんが見てるんですけど、こうに行ったら丘なんですよ。でそこまでは前日に何回か走ってたんですけど、その当日になった途端にバーって行ってこっちに曲がるんだろうなと思ったら急にこっちに、右に曲がってった左にターン。だみんなそこを突っ込んで、大体4台みんな同じ事故ってました。
So as you can see from that passionate explanation, so he was at the Festival of Speed, he was going up and the stands were on the right, and there's a blind corner that curves to the right, and so he ran it 4 times during practice and there was no problem, but the day of the race, he went and then he saw the blind spot, and he just went up the bank and he just crashed, and there were 4 other cars that took that same accident.
Now, there was a crowdfunding part of this. Obviously, like as you say, the Rotary family is a real family. Everyone gets together, helps each other out. Can you tell us a bit about how that came about and what's something that really stood out to you?
クラウドファンディングやらさせていただいて、最初は目標が64万円だった日本円でね、64万円をなんとかやってこのタイヤだけでもなんとかしようかなと思ったらば、このカラーリングの分まで出ちゃったんですよ。その倍以上になりまして、10万円の権利っていうのを売ったらもうすぐ10万円はすぐ売れちゃいましてね。あとは5万円の権利を2本買った人とかですね、そういうのがいっぱいいて、あと1万円の人もやっぱ相当いまして、160万ぐらいになりましたかね。
So at first, he only wanted $6,200, maybe just to pay for some tires. But what ended up happening was a lot of people paid for $100, $500, and it ended up coming to about $16,000 worth of stuff. So it ended up paying for the sticker scheme, delivery, and everything like that. So he was just amazed at the amount of participation from all the fans.
Yeah, well, what about that? Obviously, the community getting behind you, and that is the reason why we're seeing this car here this weekend. Keep your eyes out and your ears out for all 9,000 RPM of the beautiful Mazda 767B.
On the road race, but now the Bill Wander. Again, what is that on the Sussex UK series to do that? Yeah, but the Hoshino is pretty serious on the road, just making crazy cars. Yeah, this is running through actually the E6 Civic. Wow, spinning the tyres through the deep end or something now. I can see a little bit of sort of in the tight one here, but these things are wild. 202 kilometres an now open so I can actually look at that GP18, so it doesn't even have a cage in it. It's still got the B series in it. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Oh, you know, I know that now we normally down the back a bit. Entrance 505 here, I think that's Dennis O'Malley. Griffin Fulmer's R32. Plenty of horsepower on 11. There we go, 211. So we're still 227, Andrew Hall. Yeah, still 227, but that is a balanced power R32 well. Over in Australia. Alright, here we go, R35. This is the one I think we need to talk about. Precision on the load, Aaron McGranahan. Now apparently, this could be some big horsepower. Yeah, we believe it's making somewhere in the vicinity of 1,500 to 2,000 horsepower. Let's see what we can do. It's got the parachute on the back, it's got the serious rubber on the back. Moving on up, oh, so much horsepower.
Point to see the 767. It's just about to go out, and hopefully we'll just quick talk to the truck and see if we can't get all of our cameras up a little bit. All right, so just getting out there now. Well, Hanisha-san, of course, this car, every time it's warmed up, it's had a huge crowd around it, but, you know, we're all wanting to see and hear it. And again, Ian Baker talks about not only seeing this car, he's as much about the sound of the car. And to me, that's the soul of the beast. And he's going to warm this up, and we're going to go through. We'll once we get a flying lap happening here, we will throw to a live stream, vision and sound only with no commentary, and see if we can really hear that amazing 13J. That is a quad rotor peripheral port, built and of course designed, constructed by Mazda to take on the world of Le Mans, to show what Rotaries can do. And you know what, considering how many manufacturers hold patents for the Wankel rotary engine, no one really embraced a commercial release of the rotary engine except Mazda. And you know what, I'm sure Mazda have never regretted taking that patent and keeping it alive, because boy, hasn't it got a fan base right around the world. There's still a die-hard group of rotary enthusiasts in Japan, Australia. There's a huge contingent, and would you believe, through my drag racing background, of course, Puerto Rico absolutely adores the rotary engine. In fact, they have the quickest 3-rotor and 2-rotor drag cars in the world. The quickest 3-rotor drag car has gone 617. The quickest 2-rotor in the world has gone 657. And you know where the world's fastest 13B pass was made? It was made at Willowbank Raceway in August. The team from from Puerto Rico, the MECTEC RX8 drag car came over to Willowbank for the Jamboree and bettered its 6:59 world record with a 6:57. So he came across the world and set the 13B world record at 6:57. As we said, 617, the quickest 20B in the world. All right, let's open up all the cameras, all the mics, and let's just have a listen to the 767 for a couple of laps here at World Time Attack. audio bliss, no doubt about it. Put your hands together when he comes round and brings it into the pits. And again, look, already with so many fans of this car come up and want to have a look at it, take photos of it. But you know what? Until you see it in action, a rolling museum piece, a priceless piece of motorsport history out there. Mazda's assault of Le Mans, displayed so well with the Mazda 767, and the pure noise. We were just discussing it here off camera about, you know, that sounds like an old Formula One car. And I said, to be quite honest, I wish we could put quad rotors in the current model Formula One car so they all sound like that. I don't know whether people like the full outright scream. I love the downshifts the best. I love it when he's double clutching it and pulling it back down through the gear. Sounds just as tough. Any which way you look at it, this is an amazing piece of equipment. And of course, there's no reason why you would ever doubt that we would not want to see this thing come back here to World Time Attack. And he is absolutely loving it, Hoshino-san. He cannot get enough. Give him another 10 laps, he'd take another 10 laps. But, you know, schedule means that we're going to get ourselves, we've got to get the world's fastest Amarok out here as well too. But we do want to, of course, save a lot of applause for this car. Because remember, as we've heard with the interview with Toshi before, about, you know, after he crashed it, there was that much international support that came through the internet in regards to helping him get this car supported. Give him a round of applause and a clap, cheer and a whistle as he comes past, folks. All those lovers of sweet, sweet noise